live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
All right, so we've been talking a lot about COVID over the past couple of months, and
what else is there to talk about?
Really? Right, and its effects on every sport, actually, baseball, basketball, and NBA basketball,
right,
is looks like the only sport that's gotten it right.
Now I don't know if that's gonna be true, but anyway.
Well, now, Lord.
Now I don't know if that's gonna be true, but okay.
We got bubble and then post bubble, so let's see what post bubble looks like.
Right.
But it feels like college football has just gotten it all wrong.
Oh my gosh.
And because there's so much money in it, nobody's going to attempt to get it right. So right now, the Pac-12 Championship, it was supposed to be USC, University of Southern Cal, versus University of Washington. Mm-hmm. Well, the University of Washington will not be able to field enough players, enough scholarship athletes to play in the championship game. And so University of Oregon is going to have to take their place as the team who was right below the University of Washington. And that's who's going to be in the championship.
Just a hot mess.
How you feel about that?
Hot mess.
Yeah.
Hot mess. That's what this is. How do you don't default? I mean, okay, so if we making up new rules, then what I said last week should count. The NFC least should just not even get to play in any postseason games, okay?
So
and we should just pick another team.
Throw the whole division away.
Yep, just throw the whole division away, and let's just pick another team randomly from another division to just come in if that's how we do it.
Slow down now. Slow down.
No.
The football team is in first place, and I think that we should just hold on. I think we should just hold on.
Whatever.
And if they don't end up making it, then throw the whole conversation. I mean,
don't do that. Don't do that. No.
Throw the whole division away.
The entire division. Let it just go on to the side, to the wayside. And yes. So I feel like this is, how do you just I know they're next in line, but it's just, that's not fair. In my opinion. It's just not fair.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you good. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, how is it fair? So let's just say Oregon wins. Mm-hmm. How is that fair? Y'all just need to just say, we're going to chuck this season and we just won't have championships, no bowls, no nothing this year. Y'all got a chance to play some football because that's what you were whining about. You wanted to play football, so you got a chance to play some football. Just be happy with that. This is one of those asterisk years, and just call it a day. Just call it a day.
But before I go into what we talked about a couple of weeks ago, I want to hear, Wile, I want to hear your thoughts on the NCAA deciding to play this season anyway, with COVID and the cases on the rise. Not even just this championship game. What are your thoughts on like the season being played anyway?
I mean, it's unfortunate because it puts a lot of people at risk, not only the players, but the people who the players be around, their family, their friends and stuff. But to be honest, I mean, it's not surprising. Me playing in the NCAA, like the stuff I've seen and heard, NCAA is all about this. Mm-hmm. So, they're going to do anything they can to get as much of this as they can. So, I mean, it's not surprising, but it's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. This whole situation is real unfortunate. Just speaking to what y'all was just talking about, how the Pac-12 Championship game has been altered. You work so hard, like 12 months a year to get to a championship moment, to get to a championship game, and to have that taken away from you is tough, especially in these circumstances where you worked and played under these conditions, and now you, in a way, you don't get to reap no benefits from it. It's tough. It's super tough, and I feel for them. I feel for those guys because that's tough. But yeah, it's the whole situation is just unfortunate. That's really all I got to say about that.
Yeah. No, it's funny. Like when we talked about this a couple of months ago. It was about a couple of months ago. And I think we both had this sentiment, Stephanie. Like they shouldn't have a championship.
No.
Because of stuff. I knew something like this could be possible.
Absolutely.
And I prayed that nobody got hurt, and we'll go into that in a second, that nobody, was injured
died.
or even
that was
worse,
really
died.
What we talked about, died, like the worst case scenario.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's rough, when you think about like this whole thing just really being makeshift, and that the NCAA, they're their business, I get it. They got to make money. And, but it's just unfortunate that the money has to be made at the expense of these athletes,
right?
Because the whole team just, and some of it isn't like the whole team caught COVID.
No,
but
they don't have enough scholarship players to be able to,
through contact tracing and stuff like that, these guys will be out and they have to quarantine for so long. And it's like, everything is tainted. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the NBA with the bubble, it felt like they were the only sport to get it right. Because even with baseball and like how they were able to, be good towards the end, the very end in the World Series, guy gets pulled out in the seventh inning after being around everybody, then comes back on the field.
Comes back to celebrate with everybody.
Without a mask on.
It's the thing about that though. I mean, just being honest, I feel like, I knew college sports would probably struggle the most out of all the sports with this COVID thing, because just being real, 18 to 22, 23-year-olds, we didn't really, we had got the news about the COVID. I was in school when we found about COVID. It was like probably December when we first started hearing about it. We came back from Christmas break, early January, we were still hearing about it. And I'm gonna say like February is when I guess it started to get big in China, if I can remember. And that's when it was becoming more talked about. They started sending emails and, it was just more talked about. In March, when we started spring practice, is when it really, really became a thing. And like they took us off the field and they started talking about all these guidelines we gotta abide by. And I'm not gonna say too much on this podcast, but all the guidelines, they weren't always fully abided by. Yeah, exactly. You get what I'm saying. So, and that's just, I mean, like I said, you got kids that's 17 on the team. So, they not going to listen to those social distance rules, just being honest, So I knew that college was definitely at the most risk because you got kids essentially, you know what I'm saying? So, and then a campus is so hard to, a campus is so personal, like y'all eating in similar areas, y'all sleeping similar areas, y'all, so
cohabitating, everything's right there together. Yeah. Like, but this is why, so that's when we first had this conversation, we talked about like college needed bubbles. Like every sport needed a bubble on campus. So you could only be with your team, like the way they did the NBA, you could only be with your team on campus. They needed somebody to cook for you, to do everything that you needed in a bubble. And then you would travel in a bubble and come back in a bubble. That's the only way it would have worked. Otherwise, I have
to leave a lot of institutions out because that sounds like it costs a lot of money.
Oh, that's why it didn't happen. That's exactly why it didn't happen. It's money involved. Like it would have cost lots and lots of money. But it was the only way to, if you really care about the student athlete, that would have been the way to keep them safe. So you make enough money. They make plenty of money. So please. So no. Can we just skip right on to the other COVID story, please?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, we don't fully understand this virus yet. and the long-term effects of it. And so we are seeing that there are like serious consequences for some of these young athletes. And when they told us that it didn't affect athletes or it wouldn't affect athletes, like if you were healthy and in shape and stuff like that.
Right.
But we're seeing that there are true effects on some of these athletes. And I don't remember his name, but the player from Penn State who had to retire because of an enlarged heart due to the effects of COVID. And then I actually went back and looked at the video. You told me about it, Stephanie, about Keontae Johnson, who collapsed on the court for the University of Florida. After a timeout, he collapses on the court, and his injury was due to the effects of COVID. And not only was this guy rushed to the hospital, and he was in. It was more than serious condition. I can't think of it.
No, critical. He was in critical but stable condition when they took him to the hospital.
But they had to put him in a medically induced coma. Like, I get it. No, I don't get it. I'm not.
No,
I can't
they don't get it to this. I'm sorry. Nope.
I was only going to say that someone arguing on the other side of this will say something to the effect of it doesn't affect as many people. One, I don't think we know the long-term effects.
No, we don't.
This thing has only really been like prevalent in the US for about a year. And so we don't know how it's going to affect people going forward. But some of these things that we're seeing, like for those people who are going to argue on the other side of this thing, imagine your loved one being the one collapsing on the court. Imagine your loved one.
Like the boy fell on his face first on the court after a timeout. It just, and to see his teammates and even FSU players, they were visibly shaking because you could tell it was bad. Like, you know what I mean? And they were like, people were having to hold back tears. Some of them didn't hold back tears. It was just, it's trauma. It's trauma to the body of the person. It's trauma to, this kid is projected to be a first round pick. SEC, like up for SEC Player of the Year or something like that. Like, he's not slouchy, okay? So for him to be put in this situation where he might be like the Penn State boy who got to now go and retire before you even get a chance over something that could have, well, I won't go there tonight. But anyway, you know how I feel about Cheetos. So
it's definitely real, and it'll affect athletes. I don't know. I ain't gonna say I don't know, because I was hearing that and we were kind of believing that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it can't affect us because we had optimum health and we, you know what I'm saying, we exercise and we eat this and drink that. Nah, it definitely can affect anybody, because I had got it back in March or like April. I couldn't smell or taste for like 9 days.
Oh wow.
Like, it was crazy. And I'm somebody who, anybody who knows me personally know, like, I'm real strict about what I put in my body. I don't eat a lot of meats. I don't eat red meats. I don't drink certain stuff. I don't drink milk. It's a lot of stuff that I do to try to maintain my health, and I still got it. So, you know, all that, I'm an athlete, I'm healthy, and I ain't gonna lie, that's cap.
That's right. That's why I was so angry at Kirk Cousins. Listen, your friend, and then you said that dumb stuff. Kirk Cousins talk about it can't get in my body. I won't allow. Fool, shut up.
Third Cousins ain't my friend. I was happy when he got out of Washington.
Oh God, that just was so ignorant.
I have a question for y'all too.
Okay.
How y'all feel about all the people that, you know, say COVID is not real, or it's man-made in a lab, or it's how y'all feel about all that type of stuff, all the speculations?
You go first, Stephanie.
We live in a world where there are conspiracy theorists that abound, okay? And my problem, I don't wish anything on anybody, but I say this: until it affects you personally, you can spout all of that silliness, right? Until it affects you, whether it's you or somebody you love. 300,000 people have loved ones who are mourning their loss right now. Yeah. Something's real.
Yeah.
300,000 people and just I mean, did they volunteer to die? I don't think so. So, like, no, I feel like it's real. Where it came from is irrelevant to me because it's here.
Yeah.
Regardless of how it got here, it's here, and we need to address it, deal with it, and be done with it. That's my point. I don't get, like, real talk. And if you don't feel like it can affect you, Lord, God knows I'm trying to hold my tongue, but I'm gonna just say, for those people who don't believe they need to wear a mask or it ain't real or all of that, it's okay. I need y'all to be the ones to go out here and thin out the herd then.
That was well said.
Oh, man. Well, so my thoughts on it is it's 100% real. Like, first of all, I've had family members catch it. Like you just said, you caught it, right? And so it's 100% real. Now, I'm king of the foil heads. Like the foil hats. I'm king of that. So I'm a conspiracy theorist. And I think that everything has its origins in something. Yeah. When I hear about the new virus, disease, whatever, the first thing I think about is who stands to gain from it, right? So I truly believe it was created in a lab, right? And the fact that we received, okay, I'm not gonna go that deep, but I truly believe that it was created in the lab. And I believe that whoever created it is the same people who stand to benefit from the vaccine being created. So if you search and you find the dots to whoever is going to get paid from this, I firmly believe they're the ones who created it. And I think, I'm sorry.
It got out of hand, that's all. It wasn't supposed to be this big, but it got out of hand because leadership didn't handle it the way that they thought they would. And so it got out of hand, period. Yeah. And so, but I don't really care. Lab, bat, dog, whatever it was they were saying it came from, whatever. I'm just saying, let's just worry about everybody staying safe at this point. And that's my top priority, is for people to take people's lives seriously. That's it. Take other people's lives serious because they matter to me.
Right.
I asked y'all that question, and I'm glad that I did it in this order because I was able to get an honest response, especially from you, Miss Stephanie. But I asked that question because that was the mindset that I had, early on with the COVID. I was like, this ain't nothing. This some stuff that, they just doing. Somebody probably just made it trying to get some money. I don't know. I didn't think it'll affect me or anything in my life that I had going on, but it did both. And what I'm saying, definitely didn't think I would near be able to catch it, and it did that too. So that's why I asked that question. But yeah, it's real, and people need to be safe. Like you said, Jarrett, I kind of agree with, like, I do feel like it was like, I don't know if it was made, but something happened to where it was like something was intentional there, and but that's how life is, though. You create a need and then you create a want for that need, and this is an example.
Supply and demand, baby. That's the focus of economics right there.
Actually, the vaccine started getting distributed today, right? I want to say.
Yesterday, because they paraded that black nurse and that black doctor out to get them the vaccine
on Tuesday. So yesterday it started.
Real interesting about them vaccines and stuff. Who do they do their trials on? I was reading they did like 2,000 trials on humans and stuff. Like how do they decide? Who volunteer? Who volunteers to get a trial to get a vaccine? Like who does that type of stuff? That's interesting to me. That's another little conspiracy theory I got, but I'm gonna keep that.
Listen, y'all two gonna be on here all night.
Right.
We about to keep going. You two No.
I certainly was about to go.
We're not doing that.
Look, I'm a promoter. I promote. Don't take it. I'm a pro no COVID vaccine.
You're anti-vaxxer.
I'm pro no COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
Won't catch me taking it, but you know.
To each his own. That's what I'm gonna say. Whatever floats your boat.
Right.
People.
I'm gonna watch y'all, and I'll watch y'all first folks that take it, and if it worked good for y'all, I'll watch the next folks to take it.
Group. That's right.
Yeah. And see what it's looking like.
A flu shot at all in my life, so my mindset on them type of things is in a whole nother field. So yeah, I don't see myself.
No, we there with you.
Yeah, nah, we with you.
Trust me.
Yeah.
You ain't by yourself.
Right.
Look, Jarrett will tell you I was so mad in October.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you ain't by yourself. Listen, because I work in healthcare, they made me get a flu shot. This was the first one I've ever had. Oh, yeah. And I was so upset.
Yeah.
I was like, if I wasn't gonna lose my job and have to hit the street, I would be like, no.
You already know what type of family I come from and who my mom is. I don't even take like real medicines. When I get sick, we like heal naturally. I'll drink some ginger or drink sea moss. I've been doing that since I was like a baby, and she'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing that people on Twitter and social media are getting involved in that stuff, which is real good because natural healing.
It is.
Right. I promote that. I promote natural healing for sure.
I love it.
Love it.
Like
yes.
I've been watching videos on, and I know I'm promise we about to steer right back in.
I'm just like, y'all just gonna have this conversation anyway. It's fine. Go
I was gonna say I've been watching videos on Dr. Sebi for a long time, and so
I've been on about him for a while. That's another one. Yeah. I've been on him for a while. Shout out Dr. Sebi.
Yeah. All right, but let's get back on track because LiAngelo Ball was released by the Pistons. Now, I need to know how y'all feel about this. Well, Stephanie, I already know how you feel about it, but you can tell us. Yeah, you can tell us how you feel. But I already know how you feel.
I'm good.
You're okay with it? You're okay with it?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, okay, Stephanie.
Yes.
Because I don't know if you haven't seen like that show, have you?
What show?
The Ball in the Family.
You know I'm not about to watch nothing with their daddy, right?
Okay. But so my thing is, I know how you go ahead. My bad, Wile. What'd you say?
You don't like him?
No.
No.
I think that, and we talked about this a long time ago, Stephanie. I think that LeVar Ball is a combination of my pops and all my friends' daddy.
Don't you do that? No, don't you do that.
No, I'm just saying like the.
No, I will not allow you to put your dad in no category with that man. Absolutely not. No.
Oh man, no. Listen.
No, that's mental illness. No.
All right. Well, so forget LeVar for a second. Right, because I'm looking at this from the standpoint of the kids. And if you do feel like LeVar is overbearing and all of that, like, then you would have to kind of feel for the kids.
Oh, I do. I'm just saying, I do. But this is a business. You're always the one talking about, this is a business.
Right.
It's a business. And so if he ain't cutting it, then he ain't cutting it. I'm just saying.
Oh, so, okay. So that gets to my point, right? Because, when we had this conversation the other day, I told you that I feel like LiAngelo is the son that has the most upside.
I agree.
Yes.
And, when I said it today to shout out Dirk, I said that to Dirk today. And, folks look at me crazy when I say that, but Lonzo is a true point guard.
He's at his peak, in my opinion.
I think there's room for improvement there, but he's a true point guard.
Mm-hmm.
LaMelo is a 2 masquerading as a point guard.
Yes.
LiAngelo has the biggest body.
Mm-hmm.
He has the NBA build now.
Yeah.
He is the better shooter of the 3, and he can defend multiple positions. And so I think that one of the things that didn't come out of that didn't come out of the Pistons camp, it didn't come out of Detroit, was exactly why he was released. And so when I went and did a little bit of digging, I see that it wasn't that he was a healthy scratch for those 2 preseason games. He had suffered an ankle injury. And that's what was listed under his DNP. And so I don't think that he really had opportunity. One, non-guaranteed contract. And so I felt like that was extended to him,
right,
so that he could be a part of their G League team, because it looks like he's going to be playing for their G League team in Grand Rapids. And so
it won't be long.
It won't. I do feel like, you know, his dad has made it very hard for him. You know, I can't rock with everything his dad does, but I'm the type of person where I'm like, you know, I treat people like a smorgasbord. Like, some stuff that comes around on it, I'm not going to touch. I can't take. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to throw the whole person away. I do see that with some of his methods, even though they're super extreme, with some of his methods, you can see that his heart's in the right place. Now, some of that stuff is crazy, and I just can't.
Don't you be like that with my nephews? You hear what I'm saying to you?
I didn't already started.
don't you be like that with my nephews. I'm telling you right now. Don't you?
I have already started.
No.
Oh man, I can see it now too. No. Me trying to act up like that. You grab me by the collar.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I'm just telling you right now, don't do it. You're going to have 5-1 bit of trouble on your hand, okay?
Wile, what you think about it? What you think about this?
I like what his dad do. I mean, he marketing his sons. I mean,
yeah.
He has given them all a platform that maybe they might not have had without him. Now, some of them can hoop, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they might have created their own platform. It still wouldn't have been as big as it is now, but they created one. But he has created them a platform. So even if he has a son that doesn't make it to the league or doesn't have a career is lasting in the league, they might be able to do something else based off the platform that he's created, just off of his crazy antics and just being him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Everybody got a different opinion.
Foolishness gets you. So so you're saying he took the Kardashian way. Okay.
That's what you said.
Well, you can't deny
he took the Kardashian way.
You can't deny that he's a genius at marketing. Like
that's not genius.
Even if you think that it's bad press, he is a genius at marketing. Like, there's no way if for him to come out with a shoe that sells for as much as it does, and he used the methods that he did to sell this shoe. Now, I can't talk about everybody not getting their shoe and all that, but for him to be able to sell and to move as many shoes as he did from somebody who, how do we even know LeVar Ball? He groomed his sons to be great basketball players, and then he used that, threw that into getting out in front and marketing his sons.
I think my problem is, I'm going to say this and then I'm done. Y'all can have this conversation. I don't know, like you said, his heart is in the right place. I think that is my greatest problem with all of this is I've never felt like it was really, truly, genuinely just about your kids. If it was that, I'd be like, you know what? It's awesome to see this Black father doing what he got to do to see his son. You get what I'm saying? But I don't feel like it's ever been truly, genuinely about his kids. He didn't get no 5 minutes of fame, and he was going to make it through his children. He wanted this money, so he was going to use and exploit his children. That's how I've seen it.
That's a harsh word. Exploit.
Exploit. Well, that's what he did.
A lot of dads do that.
But is it a right thing? Is it good? Like, I just.
No, I mean, it's not. It's not
no,
right.
It's not.
I see it as being mutually beneficial. I don't think that we know of LaMelo Ball in the way that we know of him if LeVar Ball isn't his father. I don't think that Lonzo Ball gets drafted number 2 to the Lakers if LeVar Ball isn't his father. And so
I mean, they benefited from it, but that's not my point was the motive.
Yeah.
That's my
I don't
problem.
know. I really, my father certainly wouldn't have been nuts like that. But my father would
Thank
probably,
you. I appreciate you.
No, my father would probably be out front as well. You know what I'm saying? Marketing me.
Different for different reasons.
Yeah.
What if his kids are in on it though? And
and that might be true. I'm only speaking of what. Yeah, you're right. They might have been. It might have been a master plan from the whole.
They're all benefiting. They're all benefiting. So who I don't know. Who knows? Shout out to them though.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Ball boys.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
We spent way longer on this topic than we supposed to.
Well, much more time than I would have preferred, for sure. Yes.
Now put the cameras on me, 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 put the cameras on me.